Hey babes, how you doing? How you doing? Happy Thursday. Hope you're well. I have got the blinds open today. I don't usually have the blinds open, but hopefully this isn't going to be, well, my microphone looks like it's really loud all of a sudden. How's the sound, guys? Does it sound alright? Because my microphone looks like it's really peaky. Let's just have a little check on that a second. That sounds really weird. That looks like I'm really, really loud. My microphone is suddenly really loud. I'm going to turn it all down a little bit. Alright, Wes. Hey, Razzle. How you doing? I'm just fiddling around with my audio because, again, my audio looks like it's kind of weird. I don't know why this happens every time. You have to let me know if because my little indicator is saying that I'm peaking on the microphone, which means it's going to be distorting. If that is actually what you're hearing, then let me know because I can make sure I turn it down. Super weird. I don't know why it's doing that. If anything, it's usually too quiet, but that actually looks like it's kind of weird. And unfortunately, I can't hear it. I can't hear my own voice. So yeah, going to be a pretty chilled PZ stream. I might just actually kind of move it out of my mouth a bit to the side. That usually helps. But yeah, I don't want to kind of be distorting the microphone, but we shall see. Yeah, so this is going to be pretty chilled. These Thursday ones, I have to say, I'm still not feeling all that great. This Thursday one was a bit of a struggle to get started. As I said, I've got the blinds open, so it looks like it actually looks a bit bright. But my blinds, I'm looking out of my window, so just here in front of me is my window. Usually I have the blinds closed, and I left them open today thinking, it's better now, is it? Okay, cool. It still looks like it's peaking to me. I don't understand why it's doing that all of a sudden. I'm going to turn it down even more, and the music down even more. Which might mean you have to turn me up a bit, but I think better that than that it's crackling and stuff. It's so frustrating when this happens because, like, I don't notice there being anything that I'm doing different. It's the window. Maybe it is the window. Maybe it's the window. Maybe it's the window. But yeah, so I've left the blinds open today because I was like, I don't get a lot of light. I don't get a lot of light sometimes, especially if I'm on one of these streams. This is like all day stream. But I opened the blinds today, looking out the window, and just thought it's really grey outside. It's just like a picture of greyness there. In the sunshine, it's lovely out the window because I'm up on the first floor. I get a nice view of the trees. But not so much right now. I really don't know what's up with my microphone, guys. I'm really sorry if it's being funny. It's still dark for you, is it? What time is it there for you, Wes? I'm drinking my coffee. Hopefully we'll get one of the mods will be on soon, and they can let me know if there's anything specifically I'm done wrong with the. It's 8 AM. Yeah, usually these Twitch streams we have no problem with the audio at all. I'm trying to not be in the microphone, but it's a rainy evening. Yeah, it's just that time of year, isn't it? I think that January, especially in the UK, January is like a worse time of year than December. I think a lot of people think that December is like winter. In the UK, it's really not. Like, January is the winter. It's just like, this is not even winter. This is just greyness. This is the big picture of grey out of my window. It's really miserable. I'm going to just check one thing because I don't want to carry on with this if it's going to be a pain. So that looks like it's normal. Everything looks like it's set up normal. The only thing I can think of is that there's been an update. There's been an update to a couple of the bits of software. So my graphics driver got updated, which obviously shouldn't have anything to do with my audio setup, but also also the OBS, which is the broadcaster software, which is what everybody uses to kind of stream and stuff, has updated as well. But doesn't look like, nothing looks like it should be different. And I've certainly not changed any levels or anything. It's really annoying. Well, I mean, we can carry on. We can carry on. My only other option is to record a little bit of my own voice. Let's do that, guys. I'm really sorry this is obviously, a bit inconvenient for you, but I don't want to do I don't want to stream for 3 hours and then listen to it back and realise it was awful audio the whole time. So I'm going to record myself a little bit. Hey, Mrs. T. I'm just trying to work out. So according to my OBS, my audio quality, my microphone quality is really peaky. And so I'm just having to kind of suss out. You're probably a pretty good judge of character, a judge of this. This might sound weird, guys, because you might hear me talking again. Hold on, I just got to play this back. It's not peaky, it's fine. It sounds exactly as it should do. And my OBS is telling me that I'm really, really in the red all the time. It was good for a little bit there. Sounds fine to me. Yeah, it's really weird. I've turned it down and it's still hitting the red constantly and I've changed nothing. Okay, alright, we're going to go with it, guys. It's so weird that it's doing that. Okay, we'll just kind of ignore it. We'll just kind of ignore it. I haven't changed anything since you said it wasn't good, Wes. it's now like, right, okay. So yeah, I was sort of saying, I don't usually do a little bit of just chatting at the beginning, but thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Not that I'm saying you other guys wouldn't tell me, but I know because obviously Mrs. T records and stuff, and so she knows what a peaking is. She knows what it is to sound awful, and sometimes you guys are also nice that you'll just kind of oblige. Like the house episode stream the other day, I listened it back, and it was like the music was so loud in that you could hardly hear me. All right, Wes, take it easy, buddy. Catch you later. And so yeah, it's good to have someone in the stream who's gonna tell me. He's just gonna tell me straight. This is my world geography. I thought I'd shown this before. Maybe I haven't. This is my only way of travel this year. Is this little map? This little map on my. It's a bit geeky. It's kind of cool though. I don't know how well you can see it. I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up because it's But yeah, it's got all the different parts of the world, and then just in here are the different continents and biomes of the world. It's pretty cool, and it's massive as well, which is obviously a bonus. Right, I have got some new things, but we'll save that. See if we get a few more people in. But there's a few. In fact, you might want to. You can test this if you want. If you've got channel points, I've got new things. So there's some new channel point things. I think I've got all of them. I think there's 2 more that I'm still working on. One of them I suspect is the reason why the OBS is showing me weird audio settings is the voice mod, which is still not set up yet. Every time I go to set it up, it does weird things to my audio. My audio setup is all a bit weird anyway. There's all like things cobbled together. It's a bit like, I think I've said this about my recording setup before, my streaming setup. Everything is a bit like what's that game with it's like a cup thing, and you have the marbles in the top and all the different rods, and the game is you pull out a rod, and as you pull out a rod you have to try and limit the number of marbles that collapse. That's my whole setup here, is all like it's all like that. As I gently take one thing away, everything else collapses. I can't remember, is it Kaplunk? Is that Kaplunk? I can't remember. But yeah, got some new channel points. So there's like actually, which ones I've got switched on? Morph time is the fun one. We'll see if anyone uses this later, but it's a random morph animation, and I'm not going to tell you how many there are. A morph is the little animation, the little character that we've got in the Discord and the various different things. There's a bunch of different ones, and they have a different level of rarity, so less chance of so some of them are super rare that you'll get. So you get it every time you do a point, something will appear on screen. Hopefully I'll see it if anyone actually does it. Right, so let's actually do some PC. Oh, and then you can like switch the camera around as well, left and right camera when I'm in go little toves mode. So let's do that. We'll get over to game. Oh, I'm like cropped out the top of the screen now. Joy. I've zoomed in a bit. I've had a haircut as well. Well, I haven't had a haircut. I've cut my hair. The lockdown struggles are real. So, but yeah, we're going to do some more of this today. We'll do a bit more of this. The grind continues. No, it's not too bad. It's not a grind. It's fun. So we're going to do some more of this. 2,000. I forgot it cost you 2,000. So I might have to change this at some point because they're a bit steep. They're all a bit steep. So you got the law. That's not a rare one. That's not a rare one. Driving you was on Bluetooth. No worries. Right. So I'm going to get on with this bit down here. So I didn't get any sound for that. I feel like I should have had a sound. Maybe I didn't put any sounds on them yet. I can't remember. So you can switch me onto the right hand side if you want to as well. It did come up. Yeah, it was like just above me. It doesn't fill the screen, but it did come up. And there wasn't a sound with it, but it was a lull. He was like sitting on his belly laughing. Right, I need to get, have you got more of them? Oh, so there's a different one. See, I was worried this was going to be the thing, because there's not that many, and I'm sure a bunch of you have like probably accumulated a load of points. See that one? So that's the laugh one. So I'll probably add some as we go. The longer we go, I'll just add more and more to them. You can. There's quite a lot, so feel free. But we shall see. Right, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on this bit. I was looking at this the other day and thinking. So we did all this faffing around. And I put in the key part. Briefly put in the key part. Oh, I've done the rage thing as well. I think I've done the rage thing. Let's see if that works. I think I can trigger it. I don't think you guys can trigger it. There we go. Oh, it's kind of cropped. Oh, it's kind of cropped. It works better on the big screen. But they're coming along. So you can't do that, but the moderators can. And it's a real thing. It's a real... I don't think I can tell you how to do this, Mrs. T, because I've spent way too long learning. I can tell you the things that you need, but you'll need to just kind of suss it out, because I kind of almost can't really work out now how it's working. There's a few tools you need, a few different bits of software and stuff you need. Oh, you got it. Yeah, it's kind of cropped. It works better on the... Let's go back onto the... Do it again, Lindsay. We'll go back to this one. Hit it again. It works better on this big screen. Let's do it one more time. I sneaked in just in time. Yeah, but it works better on the big screen. There we go. Beep. Did you have sound? Hopefully you got sound this time. I don't know what the sound is going on in my world. Do. Yeah, so you can turn that on when I'm raging, and I can turn it on when I'm raging. I think you're lagging really bad. Oh no, is it lagging for everyone, or is it just you, Lindsay? Do. Hey Axel, how you doing? Is it lagging for everyone? Doesn't look like it's lagging for everyone. There is always a delay. It's always painfully delayed. Just you, okay. Do. Not you. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, dude. So yeah, I've been playing around with all the different Twitch things. Started playing around. I think the thing is, once you've got your head around how to do some of the things, so you can... I might be laggy. I mean, my camera's always a little bit laggy, but I don't think it's particularly laggy. It doesn't look like it's the bitrate that's laggy or my stream laggy, but yeah, so you can like switch me to the right hand side of the screen if you want to, using the points now. You can do the morph thing. What's the other one? Oh, I had to change. I changed all of the overhead cam thing. There you go. Camera's not laggy. So yeah, if you wanted to move me on the right hand side of the screen, and then you can put me back on the left hand side of the screen if you want as well. Which I thought would just be quite handy in case I'm in the way of something. Like if you want me to push me back over the other way. Although obviously it's a bit weird because I just rotate. I mean, it is and it isn't weird. I might even let you move me around because I get you to push me up the top. Name generator's always been there. It's just got a new icon. I might get you to be able to move me up the top as well. But so for some games that would be kind of handy. It is a cool feature. The channel points are so fun. And I've only just started scratching the surface on what you can do. You can toggle me back over to the left hand side if you've got enough points. Overhead cam, that's working properly now. So that's that one up there. So that's the one you see at the beginning. And I've got one more spare old webcam that I'm going to use, which is actually going to be... Because I'm a bit jealous of all these people that have got like pets in their stream. So I've decided I'm going to have... What was that one? I'm probably going to have like Yoda Cam. Yoda Cam or some other fluffy toy, and I'm going to change it every now and again, and so you can switch to that camera to see what random dude I've got in the stream with me. Because I'm very jealous of not having a dog. Because that's basically Twitch Gold, isn't it? If you've got a... There we go, back on the... You can't have a nose cam. No. The nose cam is pretty much this one. My nose fills most of the camera most of the time anyway. But yeah, it's Twitch Gold. If you've got a pet that you can just put in the side of your stream... Chris, Zookeeper Chris was talking about he's going to mic up. I don't think he's done it now, but he's got a dog camera, and he's going to put a microphone on it that people can. I think he said he's going to activate it, so when the dog's snoring, he can just press a button, and then people can hear the dog snoring. Is keyboard working? Keyboard is the only one I'm having problems with. So that one hasn't worked. Yeah, Parker's got a dog cam too. Let's see if we can kick the... Oh, actually... Oh, the keyboard should be working. Yeah, I'll give you the... I'll give you the points back for that, Axel. It's so annoying. I don't understand why this one works sometimes and doesn't always work. So the keyboard is like a... We had it working last stream. Sometimes I can kind of force it to work. Hold on. I had to do this last time, didn't I? Turn you all onto that camera for a second. I shouldn't really have done that. But I'll leave it on. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? Whoa there, Toves. There you go. It's up the top left. It's quite useful for this game because there's lots of like key combinations and stuff. But yeah, I've got like too many things going on now that I was using one way of doing stuff, and the keyboard is the only thing that's left on the old way of doing stuff. The absolute dramas. That's what happens. That's what happens if you try and do too many things. Premature stream end. I pressed the wrong button, I think. Right, let's actually do some building, eh? Let's do some building. My coffee's kicking in. Keyboard cam. No, I don't really get keyboard cam because you can't really ever see what people are doing. That's like when you see people have mouse cam as well. I don't really get that. Maybe if you're like a first person shooter game sort of player. I'm still feeling a bit rough, Mrs. T. There's hence the massive amount of coffee that I'm drinking. And my sleep pattern's totally messed up. I'm from south of London, from South London. You can spot someone from South London if you ask them how to say South London. The person from the north of London would say more of a south, and the person from anyone from the south of London, South, would say it would be spelled S-A-R-F, South. Right, let's actually do something because I'm just kind of goobering here and not actually achieving nothing. Right, so I was trying to work out. We've now got this bit. We've got this little bridge thing. I had decided I needed this to be a building. You're from Birmingham. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I would have thought you would have got. Did you not even spot me as a London accent? EastEnders is supposed to be East London, as in the east part of it. Yeah, that's quite unusual. I mean, I'd assume someone that's from Birmingham would recognise a London accent, but maybe it's the way I speak. I don't think I speak particularly posh at all. Yeah, Mrs. T, it's from Just you as a southerner. Southern fairy. That's classic, isn't it? So I was looking at the building. Really like those features. Which features do you mean? The my features? You mean my features, not this one. I was telling you about, I can't remember, I think we were talking about this a while ago. Clearly I'm still in just chatting mode because the coffee's kicked in. Was I telling you, I think I was saying about on stream about a Harry Potter party that we did for my little brother, and one of the little kids came up to me. I was dressed as Professor Snape, and one of the kids came up to me and went, "I love your costume. How did you do that with your nose?" And I was like, "That's my nose." That's actually just my nose. It's not a costume nose, it's my nose. The Death Eater, yeah. So I wanted to put, I had this picture in my head that I was going to have this. The absolute cheek of it, I know. I obviously let that one go to the wolves. I sent that child home crying. I let the snakes have it. I wanted the little window from the keeper hut looking over the water, but the cost of doing that is that I have to take all of the path out over there, which I'm not going to do. I did kick right off. Thank you, Axel. It's quite bumpy. It's actually quite hidden by the fact that I've got glasses on. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Although I've been told I have, I think I've got like a deviated septum. I don't remember like if I had my nose broken, but I'm pretty sure I'm one of those people that's like, my nose has been broken at some point in my life and I've not really realised. Because I don't breathe properly out of my nose. Anyway, random conversation. Still not achieved anything, have I? How long have we been streaming for? Half an hour in, Taves has done nothing. Oh well. Right, so this is all going to be... Nose looks like a dinosaur. Does your nose look like a dinosaur? How does one's nose look like a dinosaur? What sort of dinosaur? Does it look like the arm of a T-Rex? What sort of dinosaur? The whole thing looks like a dinosaur, like a triceratops. I think we've got a triceratops somewhere. I can't get up because I'm attached. I do. I have a Rememberasaurus. Is that what I call it? I can't remember. No, Remindersaurus. It's a Remindersaurus. I have to put the Remindersaurus out and I'm trying to remember something. Say to my girlfriend, it's alright, don't worry. She'll tell me something. It's like, babe, can you remember to do such and such? It's like, can you put the Remindersaurus down? Put the Remindersaurus down, I'll remember. The Remindersaurus is like, you know, some people put an elastic band around their finger or whatever. Remindersaurus. You've got to have a system. Maybe Indominus Rex. Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Right. So let me actually get something going. This, I wanted to have a building. So we could have a door. We could have a door here from Jurassic Park. Indominosaurus. I don't know Indominosaurus. Anyway, enough of noses. I don't think I know an Indominosaurus. From Jurassic Park. Not original Jurassic Park. It must be from a newer Jurassic Park. What do we think about something that's made out of like... That's made out of kind of that to match in with those. Part raptor, part T-Rex. Oh, that's non-stat. Yeah, those are the newer ones, aren't they? the nonsense ones where they just went silly with it, where it was like they just got so bad, those films. They just had them that one where they had them like working with Chris Pratt, where they like trained up the Raptors to be his like squad. It's like, what are you even doing? I'm absolutely loving that every time you go to start building, distraction ensues. Well, it kind of is the nature of streaming, I guess, but I don't mind it too much. I don't mind it if you guys don't mind it. I don't mind it. It means I don't have to do that much building. Although I do need to get some building done, but we shall persevere. All the new ones are terrible. They are. I don't think I can remember. So how many of them is What's His Chops in? How many is I've put this camera together for slouch mode because I get into this like slouch state, don't I? That's alright. You're welcome to distract me. That's completely fine. How many is what's his name out of what's the guy's name? He's got a nose. The no, not Pratt. Pratt's in the new ones. I actually don't mind Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt in most things is actually all right, quite watchable. The original guy, the sort of philosophical guy, Goldblum. That's it. That's the one I'm thinking of. Is he in 3? Sam Neill's only in 2, isn't he? I think. The first one's the only one that's worth watching. The rest of them are garbage. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. You mean the old guy? No, we've got the answer. You're just all behind. You're all. This is the time warp issue. And goodness me, the old guy. How very dare you talk about Sir Richard Attenborough in that way. Shame that guy died. Very old guy from the first one. That's David Attenborough's brother, I'll have you all know. Richard Attenborough, Dickie Attenborough. I suppose you wouldn't know that. Well, you should know that, Iceberg, if you're... Richard Attenborough is a legend, yes. David Attenborough. Imagine you're like... Because that's the thing. Not only... If you're the grandson of David Attenborough, you're not only the grandson of David Attenborough, you're also the grandson of Richard Attenborough. I mean... Yeah, it's his brother. Richard Attenborough was actually famous before... Was actually way more famous than... David Attenborough for ages. What am I doing? Plank. Miracle on 34th Street, exactly. And The Great Escape, he's in that. He's what's his name? He's the main guy in The Great Escape. Well, I suppose he's sort of not the main guy. Steve McQueen, I guess, is kind of the main guy. Roger. He's Roger, isn't he, in The Great Escape? So we might make like a custom daily. It's alright. I think it's probably pretty common. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't. I mean, Richard Attenborough. Obviously, there wasn't that many films after. There weren't that many mainstream films, I think, for Richard Attenborough after Jurassic Park. I can't really think of any. There probably were, though. So we could do kind of this. Would be nice to have a window. So I'm thinking this is a building. There's like a little building here. I don't know what's got in it. maybe it's got nothing in it. Maybe it's just kind of a facade. The problem with the keepers' huts is they're always so high. So to get them to like work anywhere, you have to really kind of stick them down in the ground. I think in the like 94, I guess, something like that. I remember going to see it at the cinema. Yeah, I think it was like 94, I'd say. Something around that time. Oh, hello. It still stands up pretty well as well, that film. 93. Oh, there you go. I wasn't far off. Yeah, it still stands up pretty well. Why is that not... Really? Did I not just have that position a minute ago? That's weird. Yeah, they still stand out pretty well, those films. Well, that film specifically. The other ones are pretty garbage, as I say. Three meters. I think 3 meters is probably going to be too much. Where's our little dude? We'll get an archer out. Stick an archer down. You were 3 years old. Wow, that makes me feel old. Part building games were pretty solid though. Yeah. I was pretty disappointed by Jurassic World Evolution, to be honest. I think it's just a bit too... It's a bit too kind of one-dimensional. I do have to say I didn't play it for very long because I pretty quickly got bored of it. We old guys, yes we are, dude. Well, I am anyway. I can't speak for you, but I'm not that bad. But yeah, sometimes I feel old. Operation Genesis on the PS2? No, I don't think so. Was that was Jurassic Park, was it? Was that a good one? Yeah, JWE I just thought was a bit too... It was just a bit limited. It just didn't really have enough that you could do. Oh, interesting. Has that got like a little angle to it? Why is that snapped? Out there then. Strange. I think we'll leave a little gap and we'll make it... Kind of don't mind having the concrete coming through because makes it look a bit more real. Watch the trailer again for Prehistoric Kingdom. Those guests look super... They absolutely look awful. But they have said that... They have said that that's a model. I do think... I have to say though, I do think that the Prehistoric Kingdom is going to be less polished in terms of the animal animations. Because I actually don't think the dinosaurs look all that great either. What is going on here? Oh, it's the rotation point, isn't it? I don't actually think the dinosaurs look all that good. I think the dinosaurs in... To be honest, I think the dinosaurs in Ark look better than some of the dinosaurs I've seen in Prehistoric Kingdom. I think some of the mechanics definitely look better. The building mechanics, although I'm still super dubious about the whole rescalable rocks and all that sort of thing, because I just can't imagine how the textures can work I now know why everyone comments on them. They look basically all walk like they've got something shoved up their backsides. They look like they're, they look like they're on ramrods. They're very strange looking, or they're all kind of cyborg walking things. I think that so much as a kid is why I enjoyed the newer one. Biggest frustration with the recent one is the building placement is really janky. Kind of enjoyed Jurassic Park Evolution, then again not played it too long, but the Isle is still my number one. Yeah, I don't know much about the Isle, I have to say. I know you've been playing it like a trooper. This probably needs to stop before we get to the water. But that isn't specifically a Jurassic Park franchise thing, is it? Or is it? I wonder if that's a bit too simple. Let's make a little window section. What's the narrowest one of these? Okay. Not at all, right. Yeah, I think just for me it was I felt like Jurassic World Evolution was a little bit too much style over substance. There wasn't really... It felt like the gameplay was all just a bit secondary, just to the... I don't know, it just felt like it was all a bit secondary to the kind of... to the fact that they had the voices and stuff like that. It was just like... felt like they didn't have enough interesting gameplay for me. I didn't, as I said though, I didn't play it for an enormous amount of time. I think I got it. I think I got it for free. Oh no, I didn't get it for free. I got it. I bought it on Steam and did the classic. I'll play this just long enough to see what it's like and still be within the refund, within the refund time. Because it was quite expensive. I think it's since been reduced, and I think it's since actually been free on Epic. Yeah, style over substance. It just didn't feel like it was... It just didn't feel like it actually had real... You didn't feel like you were really making a park. It just felt like... It just felt a bit like... It's difficult to describe what I'm trying to describe what I mean. It felt like it was... You were almost passive. That you were just on this journey that it was... that it had set for you, and it didn't. You weren't really making a park. You were only ever just kind of doing a bit of a paint by numbers thing, just like research this thing, and then it just wasn't fun. I just felt like they missed the fun because they had. Oh, that's rubbish. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, you got it free on Epic. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it free on Epic. I don't know if that was partly just my expectations or my hopes of what it would be. I think I'm not alone in saying that, though. That there's quite a lot of people. Maybe the expectations of the fact that it was a Frontier game and everything was just kind of unfair. This is quite visible, this structure, so it needs to be smaller than that. Trouble is, I'm up at this height. We're only really doing this because of this bridge. Only really putting a building here because of this bridge. So why not just move the bridge, Toves? Why don't we just have the bridge like there? And then we can hide away whatever building. It doesn't need to be anywhere near as obvious as that. Yeah, that's fine. So that can actually just be rock. That can just be rock that comes up there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously all games are always just, you know, subjective, just your taste. But I think I'm not really into games anymore that are just linear, and it felt very linear. I think that's why I like games that are sandbox, because you can really just, you know, make the game whatever you want to make it. It needs to be something. It needs to be something pretty amazing that I would just play it for the sake of, you know, like a nostalgia value or a franchise thing. Okay, right. So if we can we'll just do some of this, I think. I'll tell you something I was looking at the other day as well, which I haven't really talked about on stream before, but The Forest 2 has just been announced. Sons of the Forest or something like that. That looks pretty cool. I actually quite liked The Forest. I didn't play it an enormous amount, but it had because I always felt like it worked better as like a co-op thing. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, it is. It's the game that kind of gave birth to Green Hell. Not really, but well, it's not the same franchise or anything, or by the same people, but like Green Hell had a massive resurgence after it came out. I think it was one of those things that some big streamers started playing it, and then it was big. But yeah, The Forest had some quite cool building mechanics, some quite interesting building mechanics, because it was all it was like a survival thing. But actually what was quite cool was it had like a free place, an option for a free place building mechanic, so you could, you know, effectively just kind of build a wall as big as you want it or as tall as you wanted it, which was all quite cleverly done, and then you kind of added resources to it. Quite different to most things. So yeah, that would probably be quite interesting. I think that's supposed to be due this year, actually. So I'll probably check that out when it comes out. That's a bit rubbish. So downloaded a couple more tracks for the playlist as well. I don't think I've actually got them in yet, but there's a couple of extra ones for the music. So yeah, busy with the stream fiddles. Started playing Medieval Dynasty the other day. I've seen a bit of that. I've actually got it. I've not played it yet. Because I saw that the building mechanics of that were quite interesting. That's actually, from what I remember seeing, that is more similar building approach to than like how the Forest was doing it. Right, so I'm all right. I've been all right the whole time with this idea that the concrete and the... Because this is all supposed to just be a facade. These are all just fake rocks. That's why they look like that. So they're... Yeah, I think this will look better. So we will just kind of capture a glimpse from this viewpoint. Occasionally capture a glimpse of the keeper going over the walkway. Manor Lords is supposed to be one to check out. That is the title, yeah, Manor Lords. I can't really remember an enormous amount about that. From what I've seen, it looks a bit like one of the sort of Total War games, if you've played any of those. You can't customise the shape of buildings. Yeah, that was what I was worried about. I've heard that it's quite grindy as well. Is there a sandbox mode? Because I'd quite like to play the sandbox mode. I don't really want to do the whole storyline gubbins. I find that sort of stuff a bit tedious, to be honest. Hello, you're a little enormous. Can you squeeze down in there? Thank you. Yeah, I'm on the Discord for that, Manor Lords, but haven't really paid it an enormous amount of attention. I think for me, most things need to now have some sort of, like creative element to them. Otherwise, I'm not really interested. If they've got some sort of base building thing or whatever, then I'm down. But otherwise, not so much. So I faffed about for ages getting this gate in here, didn't I? It didn't actually need to be there. It could be inside a bit more. It could be back here. Can we just move you nicely? It doesn't really matter. It can be inside. So what should I use? I could use this fence again. Down here. I don't want this path visible to guests. So I could do the fence, or I could just do stone. This could be a fence all the way out here. Might look better as stone though. It's pretty much entirely sandbox, just you have to survive, etc. Although there are quests you have to do to increase the size of your settlement. So how do you get resources and stuff? You have to like go out and cut trees down, or can you play it in a way where it's just got all the resources for you? Because that's the bit. That's the thing. Unless it's got like an real amazing building mechanic that rewards for the grind. So you initially do it yourself, but then eventually get villagers to do it. Okay. Interesting. You get a little slave army. I'm definitely down for having a little slave army. Definitely down having a little army of Tove minions. What are you doing? Why is this path different? That's strange. Strange, no? Oh, it's because we've got all kinds of janky paths going on. Sure they are fed and have firewood. Right. Is that a bit like Conan Exiles? A bit like that you end up again. That's another game I've never really played. I think I was a bit late to the party on Conan because I was kind of interested in the building in that. It does look quite good. My wife in the game currently is refusing to work because she's raising my respawn point. Oh dear. Everyone has that problem at some point in their life. She's raising your respawn point. How does one enter a relationship on that basis? Darling, would you... It's not very romantic, is it? Oh, hello. Ba, 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 ba. If you die, you start playing as your child. But I'm gay, so my dynasty would be very short. Alright, okay. That's quite interesting. That's quite an interesting mechanic. That's quite interesting. Quite like that. That's quite a cool idea. That's unusual, isn't it? I've not heard that before. It's much more like well, from what I saw, I'm probably totally wrong, but it looked much more like a kind of Skyrim sort of game. We could actually just go with a rock here, and this is a door through the rock. Potential. Do. That's kind of how it feels to play, right? Gotcha. I like that. Is a cool idea though. So if you die, you just move to the next generation. It's always kind of good in games to have some consequences for like death as well, because otherwise it's a bit kind of can be a bit pointless. Oh, I have another thing I wanted to test as well. See if this works. I don't know if this will work well. So I was playing around with a thing that I can just press a button in game and it takes a screenshot and tweets it. Don't have a really good, particularly good screenshot, but maybe I'll get there later. Yeah, so I think I might just do like a rock boundary. Just kind of sweeping around this curve. I still don't know if this is even going to be... I don't know if I'm going to have this kind of open or not. At the moment, that keeper hut is not even accessible. Yeah, I think I need to move the fence. Let's do that. It shouldn't be too bad because I've... Ah. Yes, I forgot about you. I forgot about you, little 2 meter path. Do. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Right, so if it starts kind of there, then we can have this. I feel like I changed the settings on the Nightbot command so she wouldn't do that. That she's done it all at once again. Never seem to get that right. Do 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 do. So I want this sunken down. It's going to be not usable. Well, it will be usable, but it won't look right. Yeah, I felt I'd made that better, but it's so annoying that she does that sometimes. I never get it right. Woohoo! So you got a yo. Have we seen that one before? So there's a couple of them that are more common. There's a couple of them that are more common than others, and then there's one that's super rare. But that was not the rare one. And I've got a couple of other ideas for... Well, I've got many other ideas, but a couple of other ideas that are close to ready. The voice mod one is the one that I'm still struggling with. I want it so that you guys can change... Using the points, activate the voice mod. Yeah, I don't know if that's one we've seen before. I don't think it was. We saw the... But they're random, so you'll get the more common ones. If you do it over and over again, you'll get the more common ones. I think they're on a cooldown as well. But yeah, just supposed to be a bit of funsies, you know. Bit of fun. Right, so I talked about having a little pumping station, didn't I? I wonder if I should push this back even more. Maybe. Gonna have to disconnect that path from it. Oh, you've had that one before. I think you had that one. That was the first one that came out. This is what I was worried about. Like how many points everyone's accumulated before I should make these like 10,000 points until you've all used your points, and then I'll start turning the price down again. Why is it not letting me move it? Stupid. We have thousands. 13,500. Oh no. I might have to make it like 10,000 a pop. Well, the one that I'll tell you this though, so you can basically you put a percentage chance against them. The rarest one has got 0.5% chance of you getting it. So it's kind of rare. So that should give me enough space for a little kind of pumping station thing. 18,000. Yikes. Okay, so that will go. That will go there. And then let's do a little... please. Please no. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I can hide it away. Oh. There we go. Okay, right. This is all looking a bit messy, but we'll all be fine. We'll get there. So you can't make the gate. You can't make the gate null, can you? The gate has to be a real barrier. It might be cool to have a little building, a little sort of structure here. Actually, what I was... Yeah, I think I grabbed the tin. I did. I meant to do this. Where's that? Is it shelter? A blueprint of something that I've used before. Maybe it's backstage. No. Let's have a look. My blueprints. Where is it? Starting to accumulate so many. I'm trying to kind of purge these down a little bit. Barrels. Where is it? Sometimes it's really hard to tell from the little thumbnail what it is. That's a drain. I felt like it was something I did recently. Shelves. It's like a little metal shelter. Flood drain. Floor drain. I can't find it. I can't find it. Manhole cover. What's that? Seal habitat. Oh, that's this. That's what we're working on. A small nesting box. Oh, I'm going nuts. I could have sworn I'd blueprinted this. Temple shops. Trellis. Doesn't matter. It wasn't that complicated. It wasn't that complicated. So it was just a little kind of little sheltered corrugated iron thing. We'll do that. We'll remake that, I think. So is this actually... This is all free place, okay. Make a little set of stairs back there. So a little tip for making stairs. How long have I been a streamer? I don't know if I'd even call myself a streamer, to be honest, but not that long. I've only been streaming this year. I've been making content on and off on YouTube for about 3 years, but only really kind of been doing it consistently this year. I only started streaming this year. Yeah, little tip for making stairs. You started this year, so 14... Oh, sorry, no, not this year. Not this year. No. That last year. There's no concept of time. There's no concept of time. I don't know what even year it is anymore. Can we even call that last year a year? If anyone going to actually count that, seems a bit unfair to even count that. I'm not counting it. It's rubbish. It was rubbish. Was time. It weren't all rubbish. I'm actually going to put... So for tomorrow's video was going to be a continuation of this habitat, but there isn't really enough done to be a habitat. So I think it's just going to be like a little summary of the things that I've made in 2020. A lot of them I didn't actually do cinematics though. So I think this is going to be like a little recap of the things I made in Planet Zoo in 2020. Yeah, so little tip for like how you make sure that the keepers can still get up steps inside the habitat and that you don't make them too steep is to do what I'm doing here and make them over the top of a set of stairs. So then you know this is not too steep. Generally, it's pretty forgiving in the habitat anyway, because the keepers are better at traversing stuff inside the habitats. And then you just grab all of this stuff, and that's your stairs basically. And you can obviously dress that up, make it look nice, but that you should know that they can get up and down that. And that it's not too narrow as well. That can sometimes be an issue. And then you don't need this anymore. So I might actually push that back like that. Let's get rid of these. And that one. Okay. Right, good, yeah, sure. Yeah, my first stream was I don't know when it was, some point last year. There was quite a long period of just doing the YouTube streams for House Flipper, and then Twitch came a bit later. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying them both now though. I quite like having both to do, because it's I'm quite happy that I've got to a place where they're kind of different. I don't want this to be plaster. I think I want this to be block. Yeah, they feel quite different now. The Planet Zoo streams, or the Twitch streams, feel quite different to the House Flipper streams. Actually, we could make this dirt and make it like a retaining wall, couldn't we? Glad you're enjoying it. I imagine you have slightly different audiences depending on the platform. Yeah, to an extent. To an extent. I've made a real mess of moving this camera around today. I'm clipping the top of my head off, aren't I? Big time. To an extent. I mean, a lot of the people you're seeing in the chat here, Pinsy and Razzle and those guys, they're people that are watching me on YouTube as well. But yeah, you get a different you do get different new people. Definitely. I mean, it's nice in general. Yeah, that's is one of the nicest things about. I was saying about moaning about 2020, but I've got a lot of things to be really proud of and really grateful for. The fact that I've kind of ended up with this really lovely community. Like, these guys are like, some of these guys that are watching, they're not even people that play Planet Zoo. They're just watching because they kind of enjoy watching and hanging out in the community, which is really lovely. And the Discord, so I set up a Discord. That was something that was, I think I was a bit reluctant to do that because I was worried it was going to be, honestly, I was a bit worried it was going to be a massive amount of effort and a massive amount of work for me. And it was a big amount of effort at the start. I thought it was going to be I honestly thought it was going to be a bit of a ball ache, to be honest. I thought it was just going to be all the time me having to be in there and not really wanting to be. But actually it's not really the case. It's kind of nice. I enjoy hanging out in there, and I enjoy not feeling like I have to as well, which is a big thing. And I think that's actually probably one of my biggest things I'm proud of from last year, because the temptation with that sort of thing is to just make it like it's just to treat it as like a promotional space, and it's not that. I think this year has made a difference to that. I don't know if it would have been as successful if it hadn't been for this year of all the weirdness going on in the world. Because I think it does generally feel like a bit of, it feels like a community more than, I have to say, quite a lot of, I'm not blowing my own trumpet too much here, but more than quite a lot of other people's Discords feel like, because they just feel like they're places that are they're more about self-promotion. So many of the people in those Discords are about promoting themselves, which is not a criticism, because I'd do it as well, but it was really important to me that wasn't a thing, that I didn't want to just like have loads of people in there. I wanted to have people that actually wanted to be there. I'm a mod on another YouTuber's Discord for the most part. It self-manages. Yeah, I think there's a difference between, as the size is different, as the sizes change, as it gets bigger, to an extent it becomes easier to have it self-manage. I think when it's small, I don't really know what I'm saying. I think I'm sort of saying it's nice for me to have somewhere where it doesn't feel like that's just another, it honestly doesn't feel like a social media channel. So it doesn't feel like, to an extent, like Twitter. I'm not on Twitter most of the time. I don't spend my life on social media that much. So some of those things are just a necessity of being like, trying to be, get my stuff out there. And the Discord, I never wanted to be that, because it felt like a bit of a piss take to all you guys, to be honest. It felt like a bit of a I don't know. I don't know if I even thought about it that much, but it has just become somewhere I quite like spending time and having fun and doing things to like get everybody playing together and doing stuff. Lots of people kind of how nice it is to hang out on your server. Yeah, that's so nice. And you're a massive part of that. It's like absolutely don't take responsibility for quite a lot of this. It's just actually, I got lucky with you and Lisa, and I've picked a few people out that I had known before. And as I said, I definitely made the conscious decision that I didn't want it to be just about getting numbers, which is, I think some people temptate. That's a bit like a normal thing I think that's a normal thing in anyone that's doing any kind of content creation. I'm doing an absolute pig's ear of doing what I'm trying to do here. I know what I should do. I should use the tool, shouldn't I? Yeah, the temptation is just to get numbers and just to, like, whatever the cost, just get numbers in all parts of your, just in all parts of making content. And I probably would be better off if I was doing that in terms of, my growth and all that sort of stuff. But I don't really want to. I'd rather have people that I actually kind of like than everybody. Just as many people as I can possibly get. But you can't be everyone's, you're not, no one's anyone's cup of, like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not going to be everyone's favourite streamer or favourite content maker and all that sort of stuff, and I'm alright with that. It's just the way it is. It's just, actually, that's probably not too bad like that. I don't want to cut too much of this space down. Better to have people who want to support you than loads of numbers and no one watch. Yeah, you've also got, I think the thing is, we've talked about this before. These streams always end up being these sorts of things, but hey ho. It's just to like not value your self-worth on the number of people that my stream tell me are watching, because it's not that important. It will happen. You'll get bigger if you believe in what you're doing and you think you're doing a good job and you're true to yourself. It will happen. And if it doesn't happen, you haven't done anything. Joe, I'd much rather that be the case than, you know, sell my soul and then fail. If it doesn't work, then I haven't really lost anything. I was just a dude playing a game. I've always just been some random guy playing a computer game. If you think you're anything more than that, then you're like, that was the thing about the podcasting the other day. I was like, what makes you think I've got any delusions that I've got a role to suddenly start talking in a podcast? Like I'm some random guy playing a computer game. Or games. I still chat even when the chat breaks. Can't get me to shut up. No, I mean, I don't. No, absolutely. I love. Yeah, this is definitely one of the things that. I wouldn't go back to not having streams now because of this. Because of the dynamic of having. Yeah, because I'm not, I've been in the same situation as everybody else in the world, or especially in the UK. I can't talk to every other country, but so not seeing my friends as much, not being able to do stuff, not having escapes, not having all of that sort of thing. It's been good for me as well to have, a community and all that sort of thing. And to have a laugh and things to distract yourself from all the stuff that's going on. It's going to get messy. But I'm not immune to kind of disappointment. There's still bits of me that's like, if a video doesn't do very well. I think I'm pretty pragmatic though. I think I generally always like, of course that didn't do very well. Not because I'm terrible or whatever, but most of the time it's got nothing to do with anybody thinking you're good at it or not. It's just about if you don't put a video out for 2 weeks, you can't expect your next video to suddenly be as good as the one that you had a month ago, where you were putting out videos every week. It's just the way it is. That video might be the best video, and the trouble is it's quite easy to also kind of go to be at the other side of the spectrum, be looking at the comments and people being nice and like positive and going, saying things like, oh God, I can't believe you haven't got more viewers. Like that, you got to take with a pinch of salt as well, because it's just like, yeah, well, I could take this as gospel and just go, but of course that person's saying that because that person's watching my video and they've liked my video, but that doesn't mean everybody likes my video or what I'm doing, or that doesn't mean I've had I've got the skills to be a networker, which is the big, one of the big things. This has all got a bit preachy, hasn't it? I think streams open up a great way of connecting with your community. It's a bit of back and forth, and you don't need to think about providing commentary to avoid of silence. You really do have to think about filling the space. It's much more of a terrifying thing to like look at the number and be, I'm the only one in the chat. That is a real thing that you can kind of just go, oh, what do I do? Like there's one person here. Like you don't have the comfort of just having someone else fill the void for you. But once you get over that hump, then it is like, yeah, you're still going to have those days where you're the only one in the chat, or there's only like one other person. The safety of a video is always the fact that you cannot do it. You can just not do it. If you're not feeling it, or you're not feeling you're not in the groove, or you're not feeling the creative juices, you just stop recording. No one knows that. But if you're not, I think, if you're not like attaching your self-value to it, if it's just kind of going, I might get lucky, or I might not get lucky, or I might just stumble across the right thing and that makes a big difference, or I might get retweeted by Frontier or something and that might make a big difference. Because a lot of people in all games are all just people that have put in a lot of work, put in a lot of effort, have got talent, but they've also just had a lot of luck. They've had some luck from somewhere that made a big difference and gave them, they were ready when that opportunity came. That's not too bad. I think we can just kind of cover this raggedy edge up. I'm going to have to do something around the edges here and there. Can we push that back in a little tiny bit? Yeah. Right, so in theory the keeper should be able to get up there. Let's just double check. Unpause. Oh, I just heard someone running. Thought I just heard someone running in the background. What's going on? Someone's having a conniption. Who's having a conniption? What's going on? I don't know if it was just me that heard that, but she sounded like she was running past, but she wasn't running past. Don't get rage. You can't do it. You can't do it. You don't have the rage powers. You can't have it. You can't have it. I might do some stuff that that subs get, but no, you can't have that one. Guide. Right, here he comes. Right, can you get up the stairs, please? Oh, there's two of you coming. It is only mods. That one's only mods. Yep. Well, and me. The habitat is filthy. Needs cleaning. Oh, he loves that. Yes, I love cleaning up seal poo. Yes. Why are you leaving then? You've just added that, saying, oh, have they just added this? Right, one of them's going to do some food. I think. Coming in. Come up the steps. He can't get up there, can he? Oh, what a pain. What a pain. He should be able to get up that. Okay, let's try the test we did last time then. Let's put down. It could just be that it's not updated. Was it easy to get the morph thing up? The morph one was quite easy. Yeah, with the random different... That one's not too bad. Although you have to... There's a specific thing you have to get for it. But it's free. Oh my goodness. What is up with the seals when they go over that rock? I wish I could fly. Well, I'm a bit worried that I've broken my habitat. I'm wondering if it's... Let's just give it a save. Doo -doo -doo. Come on. Go up the stairs. Yeah, I'll be busy all day today, but yeah, definitely DM me tomorrow. So they don't seem to want to go into the habitat. Why is this? I wonder if he can't cross the bridge now. There's not a lip there. That's all right. Let's bring it up a little bit. Oh, here we go. Okay, he's fine. So he can get up those stairs. It's so weird. I think sometimes they just don't update. What's going on there? I think sometimes their pathing just doesn't update. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's blend this all in. This barrier needs to go. Obviously that fence needs to go. No worries. Okay, so let's make this... Let's make this brown. Brown. Woohoo! Maybe that should go in a bit as well. Push it all down. A touch. Oh, that's okay. It doesn't need to go anymore. We'll actually just put it back where it was. Right. Okay, so maybe the trim piece is what we want here. No worries, Mrs. T. Oh, hello. What? Why are you all ending up back here then? Why are you all ending up back here? Hang on, I've got to think this through because what I'm doing here doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Yes, it does. So we need some sort of implied gate over here as well, like an exit that they could bring out, you know, a van through or something with a seal in the back of it. Trim. Something like that, I think, will probably work all right. What time is it? It feels very dark. I haven't checked that. I meant to check that. I talked about that after the last stream about whether being in the northern or southern hemisphere makes a difference to the path of the sun in the game. Obviously it does in reality, but I wanted to check. Because it feels like it's darker here, and if I had chosen maybe if I'd chosen one with a different... I can't actually remember where I based this zoo. But if I'm going to be building this out into a proper zoo and not just a one-off habitat, it's the sort of thing you need to consider, because it, especially for making content, it's really annoying when things are all a bit dark. I think that's okay. It wants to be like that angle, doesn't it? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So as soon as Mrs. T is not here, let's all ask the question, because she'll never to be asked it at some point. What's everyone having for their tea? I'm having pasta tonight, I think. We're a bit low in the actual post-Christmas food. We're a bit low. Suddenly realised, because we've been trying to avoid going to the supermarket because it's a bit crazy at the moment. So it was the cupboards are pretty bare. So it was going to be like fish fingers and chips. She quite fancied fish fingers and chips. I might have fish fingers and chips. Or nuggets. We've got nuggets somewhere as well, like frozen nuggets. You've always got good stuff, Lindsay. Why have I not always got good stuff? Is that bacon hot pot made in the dealie, the air fryer? Probably can't do that. In the slow cooker. You've always got wholesome, homely sounding dinners. That I'm always jealous of. Right, so this can be some actual rocks. Just search bacon in my email instead of what I was supposed to be cook. So I was AFK for a while. Needed to get some work done. No worries, all good. I just planted the Mrs. T-Rex classic question. Why are you not here, Mrs. T? I asked everyone what they were having for dinner. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, so is that all right now? That was an awful story. Can't believe you ended up in hospital after cleaning your oven. That's definitely a reason not to ever clean the oven again. It's a classic. We're having honey mustard chicken. Oh, nice. Chicken biryani for me tonight. Nice, nice, good. It's very clean. Yeah, but at what cost? At what cost? God, hospitals are not a place to be at the moment, either are they? Yikes. I'm glad you got sorted though. I'm glad you had someone there to rescue you. That's the scary thing, isn't it? It could have been on your Jack Jones. Should we take this wall out? Maybe we'll take this wall out. Paramedics said it was the first carbon monoxide poisoning by oven they had ever attended. Wow. You could probably get, I mean, not that I really like that sort of thing, but like, is that legit? Is it supposed to be able to do that? Or is that something that you want to like get onto the manufacturers and say, what the hell? You might listen to a product recall. How old's your oven? Because surely there shouldn't be a risk of killing your customers. I had barbecue steak, salad and toasted sarnies. You and Kai only ever seem to post pictures, or whenever there's any conversation of what you're eating, That's always what you're eating. I'm very, very jealous. It's not fair that I don't have barbecue in my life anywhere near as regularly as you guys do. And it always looks amazing meat as well. Whenever I see any pictures that you post, it's always epic meats. Epic meats. And we're going to have to deal with the Z fighting finally. Need to cut oven when I've left it 5 years. Yeah, I can't say it's something I enjoy doing. I usually do it once a year. At Christmas, and I didn't do it this year because I was like, sod it. This year is a year for exceptions. This year is a year for exceptions. Screw that jazz. I'm not cleaning the oven. Can't be bothered. Year-old had a Teflon cover on bottom of oven that I forgot to remove. Oh. What, was it obvious though? On the bottom of the oven? Surely they should be massive, great big stickers on it if it's like potential might kill you type thing. Fence. My son has put the dog toy in the washing basket and opening and closing the lid, and he finds it hysterical. Poor dog is just sitting watching him laugh. Oh dear. Harsh. That's too big. South Africa, that's the South African culture. Yeah, I can't remember if I've said this to you before, but I travelled a bit. I have travelled a bit in Africa. I've done a bit of safari and stuff. And everywhere we went, we were always on the lookout. It became a bit of a thing. It sounds awful, but it became a bit of a thing that we'd see an animal. We'd see like kudu or something, and then later on be eating kudu burgers. Not that we were shooting, I'm not saying we were shooting animals or anything, but like seeing a bison and then having a bison burger that evening. And a lot of the meat, we were getting meat, so I camped quite a lot. I did like 60 days in Africa from Cape Town to Nairobi, and like the guys that we were with were just like buying meat by the side of the road or in markets and stuff, and I was a bit younger, so I didn't really care. It was all just like part of the adventure, but it was absolutely amazing. It was so much better than the best steak that you'd ever get, and it would be like nothing, like price wise. Right, let's give this some like bits and weeds and stuff in it, I think. Let's just get rid of that little nub as well. That doesn't need to be there. And that one. So that one. I want that one. Do, 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 do. I don't want it to look too deliberate. Actually, maybe ivy would be better. Just kind of jammed in the. Or, what's that new stuff called? It's like climbing in the aquatic pack. Was it in the aquatic pack? Maybe it wasn't. Oh, I'm in my favourites. That's not what. That's not helping. These guys. So can you use these guys like kind of sunk down? Not really. Oh, they've got quite an interesting texture. Ooh. I could make a building out of that. Yeah, well, there weren't really very many proper butchers. Obviously in South Africa it was quite different, but in like the Okavanga and stuff like that, it was a bit more by the seat of your pants. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, we'd have to hide all the internal gubbins away. That's actually pretty cool. That might be our building texture we've just discovered. Shove that over there so that I don't forget. Quite like that. It's not what we wanted for here, but so we could go hedge, I guess. That'd probably work. Bit of hedge in there. And just in the gaps. There we go. But yeah, we had a lot of good meat. Springbok was amazing. I think kudu was the most memorable. I think it was kudu that was the most memorable. It's just being super tasty. Sorry to any veggies in the chat. Forget about that. Just a little bit of like stuff coming through. Nettles, some nettles. Do. Lots of good beers as well. That was the other thing we were doing. A lot of good like regional beers in the different countries. It was super nice. I'm trying to think now of the one. There's like Namibian beer that's really nice, I remember. That fits quite nicely. Well, I say beer, I mean lager. That's doing something. Just adds a little bit of interest to it, I think. Makes it look a bit more real. Right, so this is our lower section. This game seems pretty detailed. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It's just me. Well, no, a lot of people make it really detailed. You can make it really simple if you want. You can make really sort of simple, and there's like prefabbed buildings and stuff that you can use, but I quite enjoy just making it super detailed. Still wondering if that gate could move even more. Maybe that gate could move right up there. That's all right. You really don't have to apologise for. It's totally fine. People can come and go as they please. I'll still be here working on the same tiny little bit of detail that I was working on 2 hours ago? Pretty much. Yeah, I think that's better. It is really custom. That's what I love about it, dude. There's no... The only limitation is like your imagination. It's so much more free to do whatever you want in this game. It's so cool because it's like there's no snap points, there's nothing. It's just go for it, go nuts. And the building, stuff like having undo. Oh god, the power of undo. The number of times we talked about this in the House Flipper stream the other day. Being able to undo something. You get like, I think you get like 30 undos in Planet Zoo. Do you stream every day? What am I doing at the moment? So I'm doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is what I'm streaming at the moment. And then I usually have a video on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday's my day off, and then Sunday and Monday I'm usually doing other bits for prepping video or building and stuff. Right, so let's make this. I wanted to make this like a little prep area. Pillar. Is it column or is it pillar? I can never remember. This one. But yeah, super like, this is why I love this game. It's just, if you come from playing something like Ark to playing something like this, you're just in a whole new world. Even like House Flipper. Like, obviously you know how much I like House Flipper. And they're totally different games, but yeah, the creative freedom that you get playing this is so much bigger than anything. It's got a bit more of a like learning curve, definitely. It can be a bit intimidating. People can find it a bit intimidating to pick up. It's a lot more controls, this whole kind of little rotation thing and all that sort of stuff can be a bit daunting, but once you get into it, it's so rewarding. So we do a little kind of corrugated thing. I kind of not wanting it to stick up though, right? I was trying to keep it below the level of that viewpoint. So where's my archer gone? I've got an archer somewhere knocking around, probably. There he is. So that's going to be the height roughly of a person. So that actually needs to come down. Does it want to come down, or does it want to just be the rock moves up? It will just come down a bit. And then this can all come up a bit as well. I don't mind a little bit of it showing, but I don't really want it be super visible. I can do something like that, I think. I saw a comment about beer. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to hops. Oh, that's rough. I've not heard that before. Is that common? Is that a common thing? That's Are you allergic as in sort of highly allergic? I'm very lucky. I've never found anything that I'm allergic to. Although I do sometimes wonder, if there's things I don't know about. Not really sure. Just got stomach cramps. It's get really red and sweaty. Oh, that's not nice, is it? Yeah, my girlfriend's got a dairy intolerance, so she's not allergic as such. But yeah, she gets a similar sort of thing that doesn't have a happy stomach if she has milk or anything, or too much anyway. It's a bit weird though. If you've got an intolerance to something, it's kind of a bit of a weird thing, because you get slightly treated differently in a restaurant than you would if you're someone. If you say you've got an allergy, if you've got a peanut allergy, especially in the UK, they're all over you like a rash in a restaurant, because they know that the person that gets in trouble, you can get put in prison as a waiter. You can get put in prison for serving someone peanuts if they're not supposed to have peanuts. Like if they keel over and die, you're responsible for that. Not quite. I'm not entirely sure of exactly the legals of it, but I'm pretty sure it is something as heavy as that. You are the one that gets it, because you've got like a duty of care to make sure you've asked. But with an intolerance, they often don't really know how to handle it, so they kind of do the same thing. So sometimes she'll make a decision whether she decides whether she's going to just kind of put up with it, or she can deal with a little bit of butter in something, for example. Like she'd still have a Yorkshire pudding, even though that's made with butter. She'd still have a scone that's made with butter, because it's just an intolerance. But if you go into a restaurant and you say you've got an intolerance, they treat it the same way there's the peanut allergy, and like DEFCON 1 goes down. Like they're all over you like a rash, and they're like, yeah, but can't say no to a Yorkie. No, especially at Christmas. Hey, you can't have a Christmas dinner. You can't have a roast dinner without a Yorkie. Yorkies. My mum has a celiac disease. Hang on a second, let me just get this. Restaurants have made her ill on so many occasions by stating something is gluten-free when it's not. Yeah, like it's way better now. Well, I guess it depends what sort of place you're in. If you're in a chain, although it's still not very well done, I don't think, because they treat you like it's not very convenient. It's really not very convenient. If you order in because she quite often has to have, they just bring out this whole like spreadsheet. You have to look at it, and you have to cross-reference everything you want, like tick, 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 tick. And you're like, oh my God, half an hour later, and then you decide on what you want, and they haven't got it, and you're like, oh God, decide on this all again. So celiac disease is you can't deal with gluten. You can't process gluten. Treat her like it's a life choice. Yeah. It's just ignorance, isn't it, I guess? My friend's mum is vegan, and at her wedding she kicked off because she was convinced they were lying to her about vegan cheese. She made them get the wrapper out of the bin to prove it's vegan. That sort of stuff does happen, though. That sort of stuff does happen, that they just tell you it's fine. We've had that. We very specifically, in a big chain of like Oaxaca, the Mexican place, and we went in there and we knew that their tendency is to put cheese on everything, and obviously she can't do the cheese. So they were like, yeah, no, it's all fine. Wrote it down. Made a big thing out of it, wrote it down. And then it came out, and I looked at it, I was like, pretty sure that's cheese, babe. That looks like cheese to me. And called the guy over, and it was smothered in cheese. I was like, well, what do you... what are you doing? This is specifically not what we ordered. And we looked at them, I was like, the guy wrote it down. I saw him write it down. So yeah, you do have to be cautious, because I don't think sometimes they're just like, oh, Scott it. Sometimes it's an inconvenience. Sometimes it's like an inconvenience for them to have to ask the chef. I think it's changing in big stores or big chains a bit. But yeah, if you've got something serious, I mean, if you've got a peanut allergy, I mean, we were in a Thai restaurant a while ago. I do sometimes feel a bit sorry for the people in the restaurant. We were in a Thai restaurant a little while ago, and this guy said, I've got a peanut allergy. I'm like, mate, I don't think this is really the place for you. Like, they put peanuts will be everywhere. It's Thai. Because the thing is, with something like a peanut allergy, that can't even be on the surface. They can't even, that's like the risk of handling peanuts. Or, that sounded a bit weird, didn't it? Handling, the risk of handling it, or it being in the same surface or something, you're really in trouble. But well, this isn't going well, is it? Yeah, exactly. In the oil and all that sort of thing. I mean, they pretty much were like, wow, we can give you some lettuce. Maybe we can give you some. But they didn't. They really weren't. They weren't really keen on him being there. They weren't really even keen on him being in the building because of it. It's like, fair enough. You're in the wrong place, mate. Maybe you want to try somewhere else. Give him a chance. Give him a chance, mate. It's truth. I'll sort this camera out next time so it's not chopping the top of my bonds off. I think I zoomed in or something. Maybe that's what I've done. I think it was because I was worried I was going to have a really dodgy haircut. It's actually not too bad. I didn't do too bad a job. I'm going to need a lube break actually in a second, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that now. I'll just be a couple of minutes, guys. I'll give the camera a little twist as well so I can get a little bit more zoomed out. Let's get one of the HelloFresh boxes delivered to your house if you want. Exactly, yeah, but then I guess it's not quite the same as going to a restaurant and having it done. Right, I'll be a couple of minutes, guys. Right, I think I've sorted it. Let's have a look. Let's go back to that one. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? A bit more zoomed out, but it's better. I think I actually managed to like knock down the camera or something. I think it's actually fallen down on the tripod, which is why it's a bit low. Oh, I've got another one of me over there. That needs to not happen. That's better. That is overhead cam live, yeah. It's up there. It's pretty cool for the BRB screen. Thanks very much. It's actually an old... It's not old, but it's a GoPro that I had knocking around. Right, so let's make this little... We'll make this little framey dealy. And this will be kind of a little... Just a kind of little maintenance area. It looks like it's a bit low, doesn't it? Kind of want to get... Let's get a dude up. Let's get a duder. Oh, they won't be able to get up here at all at the moment because there's no path. Duder? I do. Not you. Not you, lady. You don't belong here. So I know you love Planet Zoo. Does that extend to real life zoos? Yeah, I have to say I haven't been to a zoo. Obviously I haven't been to a zoo in a while. Can you get up there, champ? Oh, can we have some more of your ankles as well? Be nice. I've had tickets to go to Chester Zoo for the whole year, but obviously not been able to go. And I didn't really want to go. I've never been to Chester, so I didn't want to go. Particularly want to go when it was going to be weird kind of lockdown world. But yeah, I kind of am. I think probably quite a bit of that has been kind of sparked by this game though. I think the thing is, I think what I really like, I watch quite a lot of those kind of zoo shows and stuff. There we go, it's working. I want to pause you on the other side though, mate. I want to pause you under this so we can see what it looks like. The sort of backstage things. You know, Chester's got one that's like, what is it called? The Secret Life of the Zoo or something like that, I think. Come on, come back. Yeah, and it's actually what's interesting is just like how nice people that are working in zoos are in general. Keeping a little beat there, my friend. Oh, you swine. Snuck past. Do you need to go for a wee? Is that what's happening? Or are you just doing a little dance for us? Bow chicka bow, bow chicka bow, bow chicka bow, 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 bow. What are you dancing to? Have you got anything else you should be doing? I feel like there's a job that needs to be done here. I feel like maybe you're partway through a job and you've just had the... It's not even got any headphones in. Can we help you? Can we assist you in any way? Does that help? No. I think maybe the rhythm's got him. Love Chester Zoo, but I've not been since I was a kid. I went to Thorpe Park for the first time during the restrictions. Thorpe Park? Well, that's near me because I'm in south of London. So that's I wonder why you couldn't get round that little corner. That's weird. So yeah, I've been to... That's the sort of places I would have gone when I was a kid, quite a lot with my mates and stuff. Actually, I think this would be all right. It's just that the proportions of the archer are a little huge. Should be more like there. I don't know. I'm wondering if this would be better just as kind of like a little lean-to and not as big as that. Stayed in Staines. Staines massive. Staines. I've never actually been to Staines. Staines is the Staines is where they set the office, isn't it? Yeah. Don't think it's got a great reputation for being a natural beauty spot. I don't think you get many tourists come to the UK, like #1 on the list. Staines. Pretty handy for Heathrow though. And for Thorpe Park, obviously. I'm not actually sure about the posts I'm using for this. Let's just see if there's a better option to this. No, for allergy, yeah. Staines massive. Post. Let's see if we can use... Well, that's not going to work. What about that way? It's not really going to work. That's not too bad, but I don't know if I'll be able to get it to look like it's got the supports coming out of it. We shall see. Drayton Manor is my local theme park, but Alton Towers is about 40 minutes from me. I've never been to Alton Towers, so I'm not really a particularly not really a roller coaster fan. I've done them quite a lot. I went to like quite a lot of the big... I've done like Six Flags and all those sorts of things in America. And I think I got to a point in my life where I was just like... I did a roller coaster. We went to Six Flags. I was travelling with a group of people, some randoms I didn't know, and a bunch of people. And we went to Six Flags and we were literally just running between the rides, like as fast as we possibly could, running from one ride to another. And some of them you'd stand in a queue for 45 minutes and the ride would last like 2.5 minutes. And I remember just being, there was this one called, it was like the Dragster or something, I think it was. And it was just sitting in a little car, like each little thing was a little car. And it just blasted you up into the, like along this track that went up into the air like a hot rails track. And then you got to the top of it and then you just slid back down again. And that was it. You got out. And I was just like, I don't really understand that this is fun. I feel like the feeling I have in these things is mostly just relief that it's done. That it's finished. Like... And partly, if I'm entirely honest, a feeling of relief that I'm not dead. Yes, exactly. It's that feeling of just being like, oh good, I'm not dead. Because your body's like, so this is the end. My only friend. But yeah, it's the feeling of it just being done and I'm like, okay. Good, thanks. I'm glad I've achieved that. And I've jumped out of a plane twice and done a bungee jump. And I don't have that. Like I wouldn't do another bungee, but I'd do a skydive again. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'd do a skydive again. In a heartbeat. But yeah, not the roller coasters, just like I don't enjoy this. It's not fun. I went on a coaster about 5 years ago at Blackpool. Used to love them, but on that ride I was made aware of my mortality and decided never to go on one again. The trouble is with somewhere like Blackpool as well, like I think there'd always be a bit of, even, I mean, Alton Towers has had stuff that's been like pretty sketch, but I would definitely there'd be an element of me that would be thinking, is it 100% safe? is it all that? Is there a possibility that this might all fall apart and I might get stuck up here for days? I think there's a bit of me that would always just be like, I don't know how much I trust this. The rickety old roller coaster for Blackpool. He wants to do Blackpool for our anniversary. The Smiler incident. Is that what it was? Is that what it was? That was the Smiler ride at Alton Towers, was it? I just no. Just not. I just know. The thing is, with a skydive, you're doing the thing that's reassuring. I've never done a skydive where I've been on my own because you have to train to do that. But if you do a skydive and you're a tandem jumper, then you're like, this guy that's strapped to my back does this for a living. He doesn't want to die. No one here wants to die. So I'm going to trust this guy as an expert in knowing what he's doing. Whereas, yeah, the guy that the people that run in the roller coasters are standing down there. They're not even on the roller coaster. Standing down there pressing the buttons. They're fine. They're probably like, yeah, never go on it. It's a bloody death trap. Not going on that thing. 19 jumps tandem, you can do your own. Speak from experience. Hey Paul, how you doing? I don't think it's as many as 19. You can do it. You can do it in less than 19. You do like a... I did actually look into this a while ago. Someone almost got it for me for a birthday present. Do like a... Because you can do fixed line jumps. If you do a certain number of fixed line jumps, you can do it over like a course, basically. And yeah, I would definitely... Because the thing with a fixed line, you can do fixed line, you can do by yourself straight away. But it's obviously from a much smaller jump. And you're tethered to the plane. Sounds awful, but you're tethered to the plane and the plane pulls your parachute, and it's a much smaller parachute, and you land. Yeah, you don't have a free fall, but then you get the freedom of feeling like you're doing it by yourself, sort of thing. So that did kind of appeal, but then you don't have the factor of like someone else's. I'm reliant on this other person. So this other guy's taking a risk in a tandem. I feel like I'm going to make a off my back here if I do like that. I need to go back to what I was doing before. Yeah, and the other thing with doing the fixed line ones where you're tethered to the plane is you get to pretend you're like a SAS. You get to pretend you're one of those guys. Not Bear Grylls though, because he's a bit of a plum. What was I watching earlier? I was watching something earlier and they were talking about the difference between Bear Grylls and what's his chops? What's the guy? What's the original guy? The whittler, the guy that whittled everything. Was like, I need to make some lunch. Haven't got any cutlery. It's fine. I can whittle myself a spoon. Who is that dude? He was the original pre-Bear Grylls. What's that guy's name? He was much more like hippie about it all as well, which is much more kind of appealed to me. Yeah, like sort of tubby guy, right? And just kind of nice, not like very, very different to Bear Grylls. Ray Mears, well done, Lindsay. Google? Question mark? Yeah, Ray Mears was always just, and it was, they were just, I always preferred that. I wonder if we can kind of hide this. Maybe we hide this in the rock. I don't want that bit. My Viking group leader loves him. What? Hang on a minute. Are you a Viking? Have I had a Viking in the chat the whole time and not realised? Do tell. How does one become a Viking? I'm assuming this is a modern age version, not like the traditional values of Pillaging. I think you said you were from Birmingham, didn't you? I don't know how much pillaging is going on in Birmingham, or if you should be you should be confessing to it in a stream chat. That's better. So let's take. I think it'll be easier if I just take this one out and just copy this one back. You're a historical reenactor. Oh, interesting. So do you get to be... Do you get to be a Viking and run around in a field? I was going to say Yarg, but that's not what I've done there. Is I've confused my Vikings with my pirates. See, that's the other thing that this I know, that's what's always kind of fun, isn't it? I mean, that's the internet in general. I know you get a lot of people that kind of say that the internet's a bit of a haven for weirdos. Sometimes weirdos is interesting people. Not saying you guys are weirdos at all. That wasn't what I meant. That wasn't what I meant. Quick time, stick yourself out of a hole. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you meet sort of people you wouldn't ever meet, would you? Unless you was into that sort of thing. Do shows with the National Trust and English Heritage. Nice. Do like a bit of National Trust. That's definitely a thing you get when you get older. When you're pleased, when you're old, when you're pleased that you have someone's bought you a National Trust membership. I don't know when this happened. I don't know what happened to the bloke that jumped out of aeroplanes and went camping across Africa. He's now become the sort of person that is quite pleased that he's got a National Trust, and is frankly appalled when they've run out of scones when he gets there. Where did he go? Where did he go? I think there's a bit of me that still thinks I could rough it in a hostel, but as long as there's a 5-star option at the end of it. Quite like that. I always quite liked that anyway when I was travelling, was to be able to have be scabby for a few days, or a couple of weeks even, and then have a nice 5-star hotel to go to. I mostly don't do it for the social element. We get to camp in these castles overnight and just sit around the fire having a drink. Awesome. That sounds cool. That does sound fun. So I'm presuming you haven't been able to do that this year with all the crazy. So we just pinch that forward a bit, I think. It's not looking very well, this is looking pretty underwhelming so far, but I think it's going to be alright. Because we have to be historically accurate, I get a complete phone breakdown. A phone break, sorry. Yeah, makes sense. Sounds interesting. See, now I've got this little knobbin. I don't really want this little knobbin at the back, but I guess I'm going to have to deal with it. Summer of 2019, the last show you did. Hopefully things get better soon. I think we're all due it, aren't we? I think everybody in the world is ready for it all to be done. We're all volunteers though, so it's a hobby really. That's nice though, because that does change it. That changes the dynamic of it, doesn't it? I guess makes it all. Yeah, as you say, it makes more about it being a social thing rather than it being like a job. I guess anything you do as a job can eventually end up. I don't know, maybe not. I was going to say anything you do as a job can end up being boring, but if you're into Vikings, then I guess it's probably never really going to get boring to be a Viking. Right, so this is going to be corrugated. Corrugation. That one. I'll stick that on top of this. Just into D&D and wanted to play with a sword. It's a massive thing, isn't it? It's never something I've got into, but it is a massive thing, isn't it? Dungeons and Dragons. I guess it probably had a bit of a resurgence after Stranger Things as well. I guess that kind of helped it. Probably helped kind of add some coolness to it. Right, is this going to let me shift it back there to get around? Okay, so I think it just needs a few like oh, it's coil, isn't it? It's not rope. Not that one. Just some bits and pieces like this, just to make it look like it's kind of secured. Right, so we'll make that a bit of a kind of a thing, like just maybe like a storage area or something. And then we've got to have... Yeah, I still feel like it's a little low. I don't really want to go too much higher though, because it's going to start being visible from over here. Let's just see. It should be pretty easy to adjust because I can just select all of this stuff, pull it up from, not that, separate from the posts. There we go. We'll group that together. Just double check. I thought we weren't getting everything. Okay, so if we go a little bit higher, like there, that's still fine. Yeah, that's better. That feels better now. It's got a bit more space around it. Okay, so we could do something like the crappy little... Where did that little generator thing go that I made? I've still got to come up with some sort of mechanic. Yeah, I've still got to come up with some mechanism for this door as well. Started over there, didn't I? This can just be kind of like a... I don't know, some sort of little breaker or something can sit here. And then think I've got... Have I got like a... Yeah. So I made this a while ago. Oh, that's not a good model. Where is the rest of it? There it is. It's like a little fuse boxy kind of thing. Might be a bit much for here. I feel like it probably should be inside. I don't think it's going to work here. Yeah, I think we'll leave that. So maybe this will just be like a storage area. So we'll just put a load of rubbish bits and pieces like blocks and stuff and things down in here. A couple of little piles of things. Actually, let's put this on a pallet. That one? Or that one? That one. So you're going to join us for the you're going to join us for the ARC stuff and things tonight, Lindsay? I hadn't seen if you said you were going to be involved in the horsey stuff. Gonna watch, fair dues. That won't. It's not the actual event tonight anyway, so I'll just be getting a horse. Okay, little pile of blocks, and then we'll get some like beams and whatnot. A few bits of timber and stuff knocking about in here. Not massive ones like that at all. Don't want that one. Yeah, that'll do. Quite like having these little backstage areas that just kind of look like they've got clutter in them. I definitely feel like I prefer backstage. Sometimes I feel like I prefer backstage areas. It's gone flipping cold up here this afternoon. My hands are like ice blocks. It's been actually quite warm today here. Unusually. Yeah, we've had the quilt on the sofa downstairs for months. For literally months. Cause screw that. I'm definitely missing some of my blueprints. I don't understand this. Why would I be missing my blueprints? Let's grab these. Got my blankie on. Nice one. Yeah, that'll do. Here's one I made earlier. Barrel. Bit of barrel action. Nice. Have Misha on my lap and a knitted sweater on. Very nice, Emma. That sounds cozy. Sac magique. Do. This looks a bit random now, this little electrical thing. I don't really know what it's doing. Doesn't look like it fits. I don't know if it wants to be there. Maybe it wants to not be there. Oops. Oh no. She was warm and she volunteered. Oh no. How many pieces is this? 1, 2. Okay, it's not too bad. Oh, I should have merged it. Why did I not merge it? There we go. I think I've just broken the bottom of it, haven't I? Are they not supposed to be able to be tipped then? Is that not a thing? Because they've got that sticking out the bottom. Okay. Like a little ladder or something? Ladder dealy? Not in the green. I can just sit back there. It's times like this I miss having a cat because my dogs are rather too big to sit on my lap. You need to get yourself a little clutch dog, Lindsay. And those little clutch dogs people have. Right, this needs some lighting, doesn't it, up here? We've got no lighting yet. Quick save. Oh no. A little yapper type dog? No, not a big fan of a little yapper type dog. I don't know little yapper type dogs either. Do. One day I'll get a pooch. Up until then, I will be having, as I said, I'll be having Yoda Cam or whatever random toys I've got knocking around. I'll have that. Big dogs forever. Big dog. What are we doing? We're making a light now, apparently. Apparently now we're making a light. some reason. Get a goldfish toes. I could do, couldn't I? I don't know if I'm ready for the responsibility though, Lindsay, to be honest. I could do. That'd be a nice little gimmick, wouldn't it? Stream gimmick. You'd be like, Toes, why have you turned off fish cam today? I'd be like, yeah, about that. Our little Goldberg did not make it, unfortunately. He goes to a happier place. I've not had a fish, a goldfish, for absolutely ages. It's not the sort of thing you really have when you're an adult, is it? You love it when you're a kid. You're well up for a goldfish. Come home from the fair with one. I love dogs and cats, just not a fan of dogs that are in the size of cats. Dogs that are the size of cats, right? Yeah, agree. If you can't look after a goldfish, there's no chance for a dog. A better fish is prettier to look at. Yeah, but the nicer the fish, the harder they are to look after it. Somewhere along the line I've pressed my caps lock. Get an ant farm. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? They don't do much there, do they? But an ant farm would be cool. It doesn't really need. I don't need to do this to myself. It doesn't need a structure that holds itself like that, Toves. Just make the damn light. I'm not even sure that looks good. Have we got a little round thing we could use instead? Something round. Small and round. What's small and round? What did we use over there? Oh, that's too big. What do they do? I guess you just watch them go about their business, don't you? Getting stuff and things for the Queen. Ba-da-ba. Running their errands, exactly. Important business. I have an important ad-based business to do. I must move this leaf from all the way over here to here. You know they don't actually eat the leaves. I learned that when I made an ant farm in Planet Zoo. Don't get an ant farm, we'll be watching them instead of you. Well, that's why people get the dogs, isn't it? That's why people have the dog cams. So when you get really boring, they just go over to the dog cam for a minute to keep them entertained. Can't be interesting all the time. Gotta be. Sometimes you're just going to be boring. This is all a bit too black. It needs to be a bit more grey. Do. That's better. Okay, what's that look like? It does bugger all. It does bugger all light. It's supposed to be a floodlight. It does bugger all. Well, I suppose it's doing something. We could put a few of them down there. That's better. Doo-doo. Yeah, that one. There's one. There used to be one. I don't know if it's still there, but there used to be one at London Zoo of the big. I guess you can't get those as an ant farm, but that I'd be interested in. Like the kind of what do they call the like worker ants? The kind of yeah, the leaf cutters, leaf cutter ants. That's what I'm looking for. Housemate has just got home. He's very excited because he returned with hash brown waffles for us to try. Hash brown waffles. Tasty. Hash brown waffles. Is that not like a... Isn't that waffle not? I guess it's not. Yeah, okay. Like a potato waffle. Is that not just a potato waffle? Apparently they're waffly versatile. Bird's eye potato waffles. Waffly versatile. And then they didn't really sound that versatile in the advert because the guy, pretty sure the guy just went grill 'em, bake 'em, fry 'em, eat 'em. Grill 'em, bake 'em, fry 'em, and then eat 'em. I feel like you let yourself down there at the end of the song. Well, hash brown. So what's a hash brown? If a hash brown is just a potato, like a fried potato thing, isn't it? Normally. What seems to have been happened here is you've been done by some canny marketing. You've been mugged right off. You've been had. They've gone. Someone somewhere in an office has gone, we're not selling enough potato waffles. What can we do? And someone else has gone, we need some rebranding. Let's call them potato hash browns or whatever you call them. Hash browns. What did you say they were? Waffle hash browns. People will think they're entirely different, Mr. McCain. Honest. We'll sell thousands of them. And then Mr. McCain's like, yeah, but won't they all just realise they're bird's eye potato waffles that we nicked? I haven't been had, he has. I'm sure they'll be tasty. What you can have with them? We used to have the thing at uni where we'd put, we're going to call them waffle hash browns, but we'll all know that they're the same as potato waffles. And we used to put one on the bottom, an egg. No, one on the bottom, bacon, another potato waffle, an egg on top, a fried egg on top, and then beans. Oh no, beans were inside, I think, as well. And so as you cut into it, the egg burst and it all seeped down through the... Goodness, it was good stuff. Many, many cholesterols. Yeah, we had a fry up the other day. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. Many late nights ended with a requirement that those were made. I've just realised I'm looking for those. Oh crap. Could go that way, or we could go actually down the sides. Might look better. I think maybe down the sides would look better. I don't know. Don't think it does look better, does it? It did look better the other way. In fact, the square one might be better. Yeah, that looks more interesting, I think. It's a bit jazzy for a backstage area, but hey ho, I don't care. Too jazzy? Pretty sure my groupings are an absolute mess in this habitat. I've got so many things that are all shoved on the same group. Oh, I thought I was being canny. Oh, actually, it's not too bad. I've got some inconsistency there, but never mind. Oh, you swine. Does that annoy me when it does that? That top one needs to come out slightly so it doesn't do that. Fancy Starfarer for the random boxes. So backstage. You've got to have some love in the backstage. Have a bit of backstage randomness. It's looking alright though. I'm getting there. Let's see, at the moment we've still got a random gate. What did we decide we were doing? What did we decide we were doing here? I said this was going to be a building, but I think I was only saying it was going to be a building. It just needs something to I think maybe there's just going to be a wall here. I'm going to do a little screenshot test. I need to test my new Twitter thing. It's not easy to get a good screenshot. Let's just go. This hopefully doesn't kill the stream. We'll crank up the settings, maximum levels. You guys won't see a lot of difference because you're only on 720p anyway, but you might see a bit of difference. Let's just do. I kind of just want. This is a bit of a random tweet. So this is my screeny tweet. I think this will work. Hopefully, I won't know, but I won't know until I check my Twitter later. But that should have just taken a screenshot of that and tweeted it. Hopefully, I should have hidden the HUD. Whoops. Never mind. It was a test really more than anything. Oh, don't exit. Medium. Yeah, mediums are generally playing medium. Oh, I've just realised we've got the keyboard still on. Is everyone alright with the key? I mean, the keyboard's been on for ages, but anybody who wants to turn it off is welcome to do. I think it's only a couple of 100 points, but it doesn't bother me if it doesn't bother you guys. Right, we'll do a little wall thing here. I think we'll just go plaster. I'll just do it. I'll keep it nice and simple. he says, having just spent the last however long on the little backstagey bit. I've been quite enjoying this though. I'm not stressing, that's for sure. I'm just as you can probably tell, I'm just pretty chilled. Pretty chilled. Enjoying the build, I think. Pretty chilled, enjoying the build. So that's all gonna have to come up to there. Okay, so I want to hide that little gammy edge away. And that needs to come, so that also, actually maybe this would be better. This is probably better of art pieces, I think. There was no picture in your tweet, just a link to your Twitch and a message that you're streaming. Crap. Doesn't work. God damn it. That's the trouble with something like that, because you can't really test it without tweeting. Thanks for checking though, Emma. I wonder why that didn't work. I bet it made the screenshot. No worries, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully see you again. Enjoy your dinner. I don't know if it actually was Wes, to be honest. It just looks funny. It looks like it is to me. But when I listen to it back, and the guys have said there hasn't been any problems, I've had my McCain's. I've been had by McCain's. You absolutely have. Yeah, the guys have said it's not been a problem. And when I listened to it back right at the beginning of the stream, it sounded fine. So it just looks like it's peaking, but it's not. It's so weird. I don't understand exactly why it's doing that. I will double check it afterwards, but it seems like it's fine. I don't really want to do that. I'll just go to there. I mean, if it sounds okay to you guys, that's all that really is mattering. There's nothing else going on here. So this is if it sounds okay to you guys, then it should be all right. It looks like what it looks like it should be doing to me. It looks like it should be cutting the tops of my. Yeah, every now and again, if I get a bit loud, it should be distorting. It doesn't sound like it's doing that, but it looks like it's doing that. It's a bit weird. I've got like a little meter basically on my screen that goes red when my voice gets too loud, and it's doing it all the time. It's going red all the time. So it's something in the software which is telling me my voice is peaking. That's not true. Because you're supposed to have your voice in the yellow, and I can't really speak without it going into the red. So, but it's all good. If it's fine, it's fine. As I said, I didn't change anything, so it's no different to the last time I streamed. It's no different to yesterday's streams. Give it a go, Wes, and you'll find out. And I'll tell you. So it's a random It's a little random animation with morph. So you got one that everybody else... I think we've already had that one. So there's a whole load of different ones. I won't tell you how many there are. And you've got a random... You've got... Some of them are more likely to get than the others. And there's one that's super, super rare. You've got like a 1% chance of getting it. And no one's had it so far. I think we've only had the more common ones so far. So it's not really a big thing. It's just a little bit of fun. Just a thing, just a little thingy thing, nothing really. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, so I want this to be covered. I've got to make sure that they can still get across the bridge. Don't have enough to do it again. Only have 1.3 fair dues. There's no rush. I said to the guys earlier, Lindsay's got like 13,000 points. So I was like, let's not just spam this. I think it's on a cooldown anyway. I think I put it on a cooldown. If I did it correctly. Maybe I didn't. You've had that one before, haven't you? Did we have that one before? I feel like we maybe had that one before. 19,900. Oh no. Well, it's still a 1% chance that you'll get it. So you'd have to do it a lot. And I will definitely put a cooldown on it. Paused you by accident. Oh, you lost it. I think it was the laughing one we had before. It wasn't the one with the that says lol. It was just the head of Morph laughing. I won't tell you what the rare ones are. And as I said, I can add to it quite easily, so I've got a few others that I might add to it. But just a little bit of fun. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to do that because I don't really want to close it off that much. It feels like it's getting really closed off. I get a bit worried that the keeper won't be able to cross the bridge. Actually, what we could do is maybe like a little bit of plank. I don't really want to add it to the group, thanks. Like here. This is the thing about this game. This is like, you could just never end. You could just spend a whole of your time working on one tiny little thing and making it so crazy detailed. Or I could anyway. Making that so no one can jump down there. Yeah, sort of. There's going to be probably some rail across the top of it. It's backstage though, so there's no guests back here. Let's just make sure he can still cross. So yeah, he's fine. This is all inside the habitat, so only the keepers and the staff members are in here, so it's not too critical that no one can jump over the barrier, because obviously it's not. They're not going to do that. It's just more in case they fell over. I think we don't need to do that. Just leave that like that. Do. Okay, so at the moment we've still got this thing that obviously the seals can still get around here and get escape, so we just push that down. I think this is probably just going to be like rock and stuff here, so I'm not going to continue this all the way down. In fact, maybe we'll just do like a kind of little planter thing or something here. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll raise the terrain up. Well, not actually raising the terrain, but putting mulch down just to make it a bit more interesting. So this is all kind of a little kind of raised area. Could have a gate there as well. Could have like a pretend gate. Nah. I said I was going to do that on the other side. So the actual house for them stuff is going to be on the other side over here, as we said. We've got absolutely nowhere near building that this time, but next week. Okay, so that'll be all kind of mulch. Yeah, I wonder why that thing with this tweet didn't work. That's so annoying. That'll learn you. That'll learn you for doing new things, Toves. Because this is all quite big, isn't it? So this is going to be, down here is going to be the pumping station. So like a little water pump thing, because obviously we've got all this water in here. Kind of want something that shows it's got. So what could be here? Maybe we could just do another one of these and have that as like a wash up area or something. I suppose that's the thing you don't really think of, but if you're a keeper dealing in like watery animals, you're going to need somewhere that you can kind of get cleaned up and stuff, right? Maybe we make this one more like a lean-to as well, so we end up just kind of hiding all that away. That's going to be, I don't think that's going to work. No, too much. It's unlike me to say that's too much, but that is too much. Right, I think we're probably going to call it a day there, guys, actually, because it's coming up for 3 hours, and I've obviously got the other streaming again at 8. So what have we actually achieved? We've achieved a little bit of area, and we've achieved this little bit of area. My God, I'm so slow. We decided we were somehow going to use this as a texture for a building to build a structure out of, which I think would be pretty cool. It's obviously going to be a little bit of a challenge on the inside, but I think it'd be alright. I think maybe like that height is probably about good. Let's just have a little look at this for a second. Let's have a little look-see. So if I put concrete as a footing to this, or actually not even concrete, maybe just art shape. Maybe like art shape at the base. So, or actually maybe corrugated. That. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that is definitely cool. That'd be quite interesting as like a, yeah, it's more like a barn though, isn't it? It could be a facade. No, I don't think it's going to work. It's too rusticy for what is going to be more like a stone structure. That's cool for like a barn. Take more time making a small thing in this game or in House Flipper. More time in this. My hours are already. I mean, it sounds amazing. Based on how long I've played House Flipper before, my hours in Planet Zoo are already twice the amount. I think maybe even more than that. I think I'm at like 1,400 hours in Planet Zoo, and I think I'm only at like 700 in House Flipper. And I've obviously been playing House Flipper quite a lot longer. But yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm kind of liking that. I think that'll be interesting. We were going to put something at the top of this, weren't we? Some sort of fence, just a little bit extra sort of fenciness. Thanks, Inzi. I don't really want it to be rusty though. It's a shame you can't have that as a non-rusty thing. No rust. Because it doesn't make sense that this is polished and steel and that's rusty as. I guess I could still use this. No, grand is a phrase. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. I don't know. I'll find something next time to use with that. I don't think I can be doing with it right now. He says. And yet he's still doing it. That's not too bad. Anyway, yeah, we'll leave that. We'll leave that. See if we'll decide to do that next time. I'll leave a bit so I'll remember. Right, peeps, thank you very much for watching. Let's go back to big tovs. Got big tovs. Oh, look how zoomed out the screen is now. That's because I've been messing around with it. Look at all the space. Look at all the world. A whole new world. Right. I'm having a little break. I'll be back in about 3 hours. Yes, I need to remember to do a raid. Well done, Wes, for reminding me. Good shout. Good shout. So yeah, we'll be doing a raid in. We'll be doing an ARC stream in about 3 hours. Let's see who we've got. Have we actually got anybody that I know online at the moment? No one that I follow. No one that I follow is ever online. I'm online. I see myself. Let's have a little look. There's no one that we usually know. It's really weird. Like, do I stream at random times? Maybe I do. See you later, Lindsay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Back to Twitch. Jasmine T, German speaking. Yes, there's no one that's like English speaking. Bad at building zoos. Super chill stream. Let's have a look at this one. Who's this fella? Is he speaking? Does he speak? I don't think he speaks. I don't think we can go there. Hello? Are you a speaker? I can't send my peeps to you if you weren't speaking to your stream. You have got cool koala bears in the background though. I don't think I can send you to someone who doesn't speak to their stream. Maybe he would have started speaking after I sent you there. Let's try this person. Building while my cat snores. This sounds like it's right up everybody's street. I'm watching the advert though for a minute. Yeah, we can't send you to someone that's got... I'm trying to suss out if these people actually speak English. Thank you for the follow, Stian89. We'll give this lady a try. We'll give this lady a try. Oh, I'm in the wrong place now. Hold on. So Aurelian. I keep adding people to my. There we go. I keep adding people to my follow list, but I keep ending up not seeing anyone I know. Right. Take it easy, babes. Have a good one. Hope to see you later. Take it easy. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye.